So for these problems, we're going to start with vertex form. And we want to be able to convert our vertex form to standard form and factored form. Now, if you look at the arrows, we can see from here, we can definitely go from vertex form to standard form. But if I wanted to go to factored form, what we notice along the bottom here is a big old nope. Okay, you can't go directly from vertex form to factored form or factored form to vertex form. Instead, what we have to do is we're going to do the same thing as we started with. We'll go from vertex form up here to standard form, and then from standard form, we'll have to go to factored form. Okay, it's a little different. When we had standard form, we could go to either factored or vertex, but this one's a little different. So we're going to start with our vertex form. So in order for us to eventually get to factored form, we need to start off from vertex form going to standard. Now remember, vertex form goes around our outside of our box. So we're going to take this x plus 5 squared, and we're going to start by putting that around the outside of my box. But also, don't forget this minus 1 on the end. Those are the extra pieces that we're going to need to do, and that goes down here. So now let's multiply and get what goes inside my boxes. X times x gives me x squared. And then when I do x times 5, I get 5x. And same thing down here, 5x. And last but not least, I'll do 5 times 5, and I will get 25. Now to finish off my standard form, I'm going to combine the terms in my box. I'm going to have an x squared. I'm going to have my 5x and my 5x. 5x and 5x here will give me a 10x. But then we also have to combine my 25 and my extra piece of that minus 1. So 25 minus 1 gives me 24. So that's your standard form. Now we can go from our standard form down to our factored form. So I'm going to be looking for factors of 24. Remember, it's a times c. So that's 1 times 24. So I'm looking for factors of 24. And these factors of 24, so I'll just list them. 1 times 24, 2 times 12, 3 times 8, and 4 times 6. What I'm looking for is the pair of factors that add up to 10. So that's going to be this, 4 and 6, because if I do 4 plus 6, that gives me 10. So now it's time for our factored form. I'm going to start off. I'll put my x squared in my first box. I will put my 24 in my bottom box, and then I'm going to take that 4x and that 6x and put 1 in each of these diagonal boxes. And now it's time to factor. So my x squared is going to be x times x. If I look at these two terms and I'm trying to pull out the biggest factor they have in common, the greatest common factor, I know that both of those numbers can be divided by 4. So it's going to be a 4 here. And then when I look at this problem and I'm trying to think 4 times what is going to give me 24, I know that that has to be a 6. So my last step is going to be to write my factored form. I'm going to try to move this up a little bit just to see if I have space. We'll move that up. And then I'm going to stick my factored form right beneath it. So my first set of factors were x plus 4. And my second set of factors was x minus 6.